Okay, so in Amapiano tracks, you can hear a lot of this very simple FM synth. It's quite simple to make it in Serum. So again, let's call Serum. And the point here is very, very simple. Let's choose a sine wave and another sine wave. Let's crank up the octave on the second one. That is just going to act as a modulator. And let's go with PD, that is basically FM, or FM is basically phase distortion. But anyway, in Serum 2 we call it PD. Make it plug, because most of this bass is really just a plucky bass. And use the main envelope as the FM modulator. And boom, we are basically done. Maybe let's adjust the mids or the middles just a little bit with the equalizer, pulling it back at around 200 Hz or something. And it sounds so cool on high rock. Almost sounds like a percussion. This is why these people love to use this type of sound, because you know you can use it as percussion too. But on lower notes, it's definitely a cool bass sound. Anyway, let's drop the chords here, and that is going to be a really nice fundamental for us to experiment with the bass. So because Amapiano is a very groovy kind of sound, we definitely want to make the bass as groovy as the whole thing. So obviously you cannot just go with sustained sounds like this, but instead you want to create nice groove for it. But the chords are here to give us a little help. Okay, let's listen the whole stuff back. So this kick, this is something you need to go with the bass to. Boom, 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 boom. Imagine yourself as a bass guitarist, okay? Maybe that would help a little. And the main lead that we just created in the previous video, that drives the bass too. So that creates a nice groove that we're going to follow with the bass. So first of all, I want to create something that is similar to the rhythm of the kick. Like dun 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 dun. Obviously, you cannot just go with the same melody or the same groove, but let's try it. Let's just use the drums and the main key. I added a little gain to it because the main bass was too quiet. So we started on a D because the main chord is in D minor. And maybe let's jump up to the tune, 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 tune. So this is the beat that I want to follow with the bass. Tune, 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 tune. It's basically what the lead is bringing. Okay, let's go to F. But let's make it shorter. So we could continue this, control drag right up to G. And again to A. This is not bringing any groove. So let's redo this. And because we just saw that copying the same pattern does not work really well, what I want to do is leave this part empty and just create something here where the kick goes crazy. So because it is in G, let's start with G, but on the second half of the beat, then go up to A, or A sharp, sorry, and repeat it. And we can continue doing the same thing. So we can repeat the pattern, but I should go up to A. I don't really like it. So instead, let's go with E. As you can see, we have an E note here. And you know, just maybe let's go with a little monotone sound. And we could bring the same thing, but with some spice again. The final chord is in D2. so cool, but we definitely want to go a little crazier here. And because you learned that this type of sound can work as a percussion sound, let's try it. So in E1, you can see that it sounds really great. But what if we drop this one octave higher? Oh yeah, this is better. And maybe just go back to A. But yeah, this part is quite empty. So we're able to use the bass as a percussion here, but going a little busier at the very end of the beat. So the drum and the bass all together sounds like this. How cool is this? So let's call this bass, but we obviously don't want to put it in the drum group. So all together. Okay, let's mute the shakers, so when we get to the verse, okay, very cool. Maybe let's add back the bass after one section of emptiness and the shaker after the bass. So as you can hear, with a few instruments we were able to build up a full track and arrange it, but there is one important ingredient, I would say a secret ingredient is missing, so let's talk about it in the next video.